Hamburg this year. Like, he was new to the team, and I just could not believe what I was watching. I was like, where did they find this guy? Like, what dumpster this guy crawl out of?
Wow.
And find his own team. No, it was abysmal. He was dying as Bane in lane. It was bad. Past few tournaments, DY has just been stepping up and up and up. On their big run from the minor to the major, it was like a whole new player. I mean, the guy was a high rank in China, so that's why I was wondering, you know? He just needs some time to settle in. And of course, he had a bad Spear Barrier game, but this game, your team has to run into us. You're forced to play early. I want DY in the ET because he just completely stalled them out.
Yeah, it's a really good hero overall with Medusa as well. It's one of those good old classics. You can't really breach the high ground if you have an ET. He's very good at defending, and at the same time, he was the one stopping those black holes early on too with Splitter. They didn't really have a lot to deal with the black hole BKB, but he kind of helped out. Overall, my story of this game is mana, and mana issues for we. As yeah, they didn't find a way to kill him, and when you're looking at this game from the start, it looks like this Timbersaw should have a free game, and he wasn't really dying a whole lot after a couple of mishaps early on. But he wasn't doing a whole lot either because there was no mana on in most of these fights. Mystic Snake and V is done. Plus he went for that mech build, which kind of made him suffer even harder without mana.
Need like a Lotus or something, like some sort of a solution there.
I think the biggest issue for them here still is you're playing versus a Medusa and Sven. And this Medusa is obviously your main target, usually in every game. And in this game as well, there's a lot of resources allocated to her. But this Sven is the hero that dishes out the most damage later on versus the Timber and versus the Jug. He just cleaves right through them, and they waste the Black Hole on Ori, Sven cleans up. And that's pretty much how the story went.
Yeah, it got to a point where it felt like, you know, for Liquid to win this game, they were going to have to go late game with this Enigma, Refresh the Black Hole, but you're playing against Sven, Medusa, ET. Like, these are not heroes you really want to go late game against. So it was an uphill battle as soon as Liquid didn't get off to a better start in the lanes. They really needed to just kind of
It's this fight,
snowball.
right? Splitter stops the Black Hole. They go in, and Medusa, yeah, he does die, but Sven cleans up, gets a kill on V, I believe, gets a kill on Miracle too. And the two supports are completely just zoned out by the wards. They're sitting in the river. There they are, two friends, unable to approach the fight.
End up just falling down because of them as well.
So how, after the laning stage, I mean, you're saying that they had an uphill battle from that point onward, and we could definitely see that. But was there still a way back? Or is the only way really getting that good black hole follow-up going?
At that point, the only way was the black hole. I mean, before that, though, it was definitely, you know, the Timbersaw, right? We saw all these problems he had with the mana, of course, thanks to the snake there. But at the same time, you know, he got out of the lane with max out in the Timber Chanks. You only need the 1 point in the Whirling Death because you're not versus the melee hero, so that's kind of good. So he's rotating around, having to get some kills. The 1 point's pretty value, honestly, if you don't feel like you need it to bully someone in lane. And he was diving towers. You know, he was looking pretty good, just absorbing all the tower shots, helping to push in. But somehow they never got that tier 1 bottom, despite, like, I remember Weehaw tanking it up and then diving past it like 2 or 3 times. But the follow-up just wasn't there from Liquid.
Yeah. I don't know if they need to like rotate more, like maybe around some of the siege creep spawns or what it was, but they felt like, you know, Timbers, when he gets to that point where you can't deal with him, he should just go to those lanes, tank tower shots while the creep waves and your siege creeps kill the towers. It just didn't feel like Liquid were quite in tune with those kind of plays.
I'm used to seeing it between the tier 2 and the tier 3 doing that kind of stuff. Even when there's a tier 1, right? Because then you're forced to rotate, but you're still at least going to lose the tower, and honestly, he usually still gets away anyway.
You can talk about the global strategy and late game as much as you wish, but I believe Kyle was a little bit right this time around, saying that he lost his edge with those 2 deaths after the laning stage. It's just one of those heroes you need to snowball out of control, and you need to be that frontliner, that beast that cannot be killed all the time. Once they kill you a couple of times, they just find ways to kill you.
I feel like maybe we're over hyping up supports, it feels like, the past couple of days, but I can't stop, man. Like, this game, Fade and DY, we already talked about DY, but Fade was incredible this game. On the Shadow Shaman, his early game rotations with the runes, him getting set up for like an early Blink Dagger as well, and just helping to keep the control onto Miracle, so he just couldn't do anything at some of these key team fights in the middle of the river.
And these black holes were not great. I believe that one was into Stone Gaze, instantly cancelled.
Yeah, great timing there from Ori. And they just clean up another one there. I mean, 2 pretty decisive strategies, right? I mean, it's no surprise as to how you're going to win this game if you're Liquid, or how you're going to do as your PG Gaming, but you can see the excitement there as they take it.
Is it a Ban Chen TAIO win game at this stage? Is Liquid just lost without them?
Well, factually, you're correct, at least.
Sure. But like in terms of strategy, we were hoping to see something different from Liquid, and they did bring something different with the Timbersaw for Weeha. Didn't really play out the way, but that way that they wanted to. But like, is this the best we're ever going to see?
That was not a top tier last pick, is what I'll say. It sounded good, especially when you see the ET and then just instantly go over this Timber. You're like, yeah, Timber, ET, yeah, this all looks good. But I'm pretty sure they just forgot about the Snake.
For them,
Yeah.
I feel like that's got to be the answer.
That was brutal.
for them, it's still the top tier pick because it's V, it's his comfort pick, comfort zone hero, one that he loves to play. In some games, he might just roll out of control and kill that Medusa a couple of times on that mid lane. It didn't happen because of the supports that you mentioned, that Rasta just rotating in on time, Shadow Shaman, and shackling him, stopping him from diving the Medusa. They picked it into the Medusa, so they were optimistic with that pick, thinking that they can win. Didn't work out this time around. But overall, yeah, Sheaves, like banning Wisp, banning that Chen, and TA is probably their